Ladies and gentlemen, for the Borough of Manhattan Community College Panthers, the head coach is Odali Alponte. The assistant coaches are Eric Alamonte and Angel Guerrero. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the Borough of Manhattan Community College Panthers. A freshman from Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic, number 2, Paula Aquino Sanchez. A freshman from the Bronx, New York, number 3, Maxine Piles. A freshman from Moca in the Dominican Republic, number 4, Francesca Ortega. A freshman from Russia, number 11, Irina Kovalchuk. A freshman from the Bronx, New York, number 12, Lauren Malcolm. A freshman from New York City, number 13, Allison Knox. A freshman from the Bronx, New York, number 14, Alexis Hoffman. A freshman from La Vega in the Dominican Republic, number 17, Laisha Hulerio. Starting for the Panthers.
Welcome to the campus of Queensborough Community College. We're in Bayside, New York. Today on CUNYathletics.com is the 2018 CUNY Women's Volleyball Community College Championship match featuring the 4-time defending champion Greensboro Tigers in at 22-1. They went 8-0 in the CUNY, the number 1 seed. They take on the BMCC Panthers, the 2 seed, coming in at 11-7 after a 6-2 CUNY regular season. And with that, good evening and welcome. Alongside John Jay and City Tech former head coach Patrick Dietz, I'm Ralph Bednarczyk. Queensborough has become its own dynasty under head coach Jason Demas. They're in their remarkable 8th consecutive community college final. They've won the last 4. They look to make it 6 out of the last 7. They swept BMCC twice this season as the Panthers look to give them a challenge.
And they're going to do that basically with what they've been doing all year, which is play consistent volleyball. They've been strong up front. They've worked on their serve receive. They've improved their passing. So you're going to see a team that can run a consistent offense. They are by far the best junior college program in the CUNY system. They could probably even play against some of the senior college teams.
They are receiving votes for the national top 10 in the junior college Division III ranks. And why is that? Because they have one of the top players in the East Coast of the junior college ranks. Here's Paula Beniquez, a 5'7" sophomore outside hitter, a first-team All-American last year, one of 3 freshmen in the country, hitting a remarkable .349. She may be small, but she jumps out of the gym and has a big heart.
And that big heart drives those big, strong, incredible arm swings. That young lady doesn't just come out here to bounce balls. She actually has every possible shot in the book. Jason Demas loves her development from last year to this year, understanding what her role really is, especially since the offense has been more diversified. She doesn't get as many opportunities. She's been a bit more efficient with her arm swing. She's been a bit more efficient with her attacks. Let's see if she can be even more efficient against a team that's looking to take her out of her game.
And for BMCC, they returned only 1 player from last year, and that's their starting center, Jennifer Chacon, the captain. Nearly 400 assists this season, several Division I opportunities potentially for next year. A sophomore from Guatemala that has a lot on her shoulders.
And not only does she have a lot on her shoulders, but she has a lot on her mind if you think about it. Being the only returner, she's got to lead all these freshmen and not just distribute the ball, but give them encouragement, remind them how to be a better team, and then find her game. So you're going to see a young lady who's got a lot of opportunities to go on to the next level, really come into her own today as team captain, the setter, and probably the person that's going to be the X factor for BMCC the most.
Queensborough tries to take all 3 meetings from BMCC this season and trying to make it 5 consecutive CUNY Community College Women's Volleyball Championships with the winner off to the Region 15 tournament. We're coming back with the starting lineups and first serve next on CUNYathletics.com. Welcome back to Queensboro Community College. Ralph Bnorchik with Patrick Dietz. Let's have a look at our starters. Here are the Queensboro Tigers. The setter, Maria Valise Thole. The outsides, Angie Nichols and Paula Beniquez. The right side hitter, Ashley Saladin. The middle blockers, Chidera Waganata and Carol Rodriguez, with Leanne Wong the libero. For BMCC, Chacon will handle the setting with Jolaracy Pichardo the outside, their main go-to, with Nolveris Fernandez. The middle blockers, Soraya Naki, Ashley LaSalle. The right side, Kimberlyn Campos, and libero, Nisha Rosario. BMCC in the road, Navy on Navy, white on Navy for Queensboro. First swing for Paula Beniquez is dug out by BMCC. Both teams running a 5-1 offense. Saladin. And a free ball coming Queensboro's way. Valise Thole outside. Beniquez catches the back line.
And you see what happens right there, Ralph. Beniquez is able to get more swings because you have Saladin on the other side. Teams cannot just key in on her like they did last year, so she's able to get more opportunities at good swings.
And as a result, perhaps being more efficient, hitting .349. And also, Coach Jason Demas challenged her to be a great server. She has been, despite that serving error. But she leads the country in Junior College Division III at over 2 aces a set. At 1 apiece. This one plays tricks off the ceiling and a free ball given up by Nichols. Cabrera sitting in the middle for LaSalle. Pushed outside, and before that could happen, a double contact is called by our official, Mr. Ronnie Galat, and the down official, Tim Countryman, doing the honors.
Ronnie, of course, a setter himself, a former setter at the Division II ranks in men's volleyball, knows what a good set is. So that double call is not a surprise right there for me. But one of the things that I'm really impressed so far throughout this semifinal and final is how BMCC has been consistent with their serves. Unfortunately, these first 2 serves have been very inconsistent. One long, one short into the net, maybe a little bit of nerves being in the finals.
Nolveris Fernandez with the service error. Queensboro with the serve from Natalia Plaza, who comes on. She's their number 3 outside, and this one is also outside. And despite Queensboro's experience as a program, as they returned a whopping 6 players off of last year's team, a very high number, says Coach Jason Demas, there still could be some nerves tonight. Waganata catches the back line. Chidera, a 5'8 freshman out of nearby Hillcrest High School, one of 3 Hillcrest players on the Queensboro team.
And not just 3 Hillcrest players, but you also have 3 Cardozo players on this team. And this is what you do when you're at a junior college in a local area like New York City. You definitely go after the young ladies who are high talent, but don't have maybe the grades or the money to go to the bigger schools, and kind of fell under the radar. So Jason Demas has done a great job building this program from homegrown talent.
After an ace, make that 2 aces now from Ashley Saladin. One of those Cardozo players, last year's PSAL Player of the Year in the New York City Public Schools.
She is 5'4", 5'5" on a tall day, but she bounces out of the gym, and the fact that she's a lefty coming from the right side makes it so hard to block her, because you just don't see that arm swing and that kind of power coming from a girl that height.
Nichols on the swing. BMCC gets the ball up, and then Pichardo, that'll be 4 contacts, as Jolaracy Pichardo, who only goes 5'6", but as Coach Odalia Ponte said, she's very athletic for her build, but she was looking at a double block. 6'3" Queensboro here in the opening set. Cabrera, and the swing outside off hands. Waganata, as Rosario got at the libero for Queensboro. Wong to the front. Back row attack, Saladin off tape, and it'll work out for her.
You're going to notice that what Queensboro has been able to do is stay in system, because they put BMCC in bad situations with tough shots. They're not allowing them to get a clean touch off a free ball. So they're able to run their offense because BMCC just doesn't have the refinement. Oh, great weight at the net right there, and good block. But they don't, to finish that thought, they don't have the refinement to find a way to put the ball in a tougher spot, so they're just able to run their offense all the time, Queensboro is.
Patrick, that was Chidera Waganata that hung up there. Super athletic is the way Jason Demas described her as she handled the overpass for a kill. This is an overpass, couldn't be terminated by Soraya Naki. And Nichols, how about that? A left-handed swing from a sharp angle.
As an outside hitter, you're going to get a lot of junk. You're going to get a lot of balls that even in a good system that might go out of place, awry a little bit. So that was a great job by her to get her body outside the ball, outside the court, put up that left hand and just kick it back in. Awesome job by number 7, the young lady from Santa Mauritius High School.
So Queensboro forcing the timeout, leading 9-3. They've won 10 in a row and 19 sweeps under 9th-year head coach Jason Demas, who played his collegiate volleyball at nearby Brooklyn College. He started a club volleyball program. He's been around the community now for a long time and has started perhaps right now the second best dynasty in the community college level. BMCC had one going in the 90s and the 2000s. But they have 19 sweeps this year, have dropped just 7 sets. He wasn't sure what this team would be like, if Paula Beniquez would be here, but having 6 sophomores, it's the most experience he's had returning from the following season. As folks may not know, community college has a lot of turnover from year to year, so 6 returners, that is a heavy dose of experience.
Sometimes what end up happening in some JUCOs, we call them junior colleges, JUCOs, what'll happen is a girl will transfer right after her freshman year. And then you got to go, I just had this girl and I trained her for a year, but she was really just she was just here as like, I was a placeholder for another school. So it's pretty good that he's been able to get these girls to come back as well as they have every year.
2 years ago went 27-3 as it's 10-3 Queensboro. There's a nice shot dropped in by Pichardo, but pancaked off the floor by Queensboro. Pichardo again. The double block was waiting. Tipped across by Naki. Free ball given up by Valise Toll. Cabrera swinging. Good effort there by Beniquez in the back row for Queensboro. And then a pair of Panthers run into one another, Cabrera and Campos, and the rally goes to Queensboro.
And it wasn't that, it was a super tough rally. The reason that ended that way is because you get a simple little free ball, you actually get a good pass, but the setter wasn't able to release into the spot because the ball was put where the setter would charge through.
Saladin will follow it up with a service error. And we're at 11-4, Queensboro. Still in the early going of this opening set. When these two teams met this season, September 15th, as BMCC coach Odalio Ponte said, we were still so young with only one returner, we weren't ready. And they lost 25-15, 14, and 15. Second meeting, a little bit more competitive as Queensboro was swept, but they scored 18 points in the opener that day before they fell apart, as Coach Aponte felt as this will be a hitting error into the net by Waganata. And the Panthers hope that experience where she felt our girls were flatly embarrassed and hungry after dropping the second and third sets 25-12 and 25-6. She hopes that motivates them tonight.
And it does. It's kind of like that bulletin board stuff that happens, Ralph. But the problem is that as they were getting better, so was Queensboro. And they already had a lot of experience. So now not only do you have all of their experience, and meaning BMCC's over the year, but Queensboro has also had tough teams. They beat a Division II team. I mean, that's a scholarship program. That's an NCAA scholarship program. So if that's the team that they're playing against to prepare for this, what have you been doing? So you've got to really look at, I admire the fact that BMCC is playing excellent volleyball right now, but QCC is just a notch above them right now, and it just shows in the score.
And Waganata having a strong opening set. Chidera, as Jason Demas said, in the last 2 weeks, she's played her best volleyball, led them in kills recently in a match. She comes off of 5 kills against the Bronx in the regular season finale. There's Waganata, again with the block. The ball covered in the back, though, by Fernandez of BMCC. Waganata off hands, and this time will get the reward.
And you're noticing the development of this young lady. Yeah, she's raw. She's only 5'8". She doesn't have super long arms either, but she is explosive. She was able to stay at the net, force a high free ball, transition off the net quickly, and then come back and get that kill.
Chidera Waganata, strong opening set. The lead 7 for Queensborough. Valise Toll outside. She pumps it. There's Paula Beniquez. Beniquez, her first real wallop of a ball, leading the CUNY in kills. She was last year's tournament MVP with 21 of them against this BMCC program.
But she doesn't have to carry the weight like she did last year, so you can see how she's just freewheeling right now with her arm swing. Just going right into that seam, knowing full well, oh, my middle took away the inside block. All right, cool. I've got this shot, and I'm just going to rip away at it. That right there, you saw how, okay, I know I'm going to have a double block. Instead of going and wailing away, I'm just going to roll the ball and take them out of system.
Falling away is Soraya Naki, trying to catch Queensborough in the back corner, but it's a hitting error. 15-6 Tigers. Angie Nichols, a 5'9" sophomore outside hitter from Centerm Riches, New York, out in Suffolk County. Up at the service. Can be streaky. Will she have a hot night tonight? And the error gives the point to BMCC. And for the Tigers, credit Jason Demas for scheduling tough. The Tigers open up the season with the question marks they had against Jefferson Community College. They played them in Nationals 2 years ago, and then the Division II Northern Virginia program with a strong returning group that Queensborough beat. So that's how they started their season. And their lone loss against Division I Junior College Scholarship Program, Monroe. Waganata, another kill, and the Tigers pulling away with the opening set.
And when you're able to set your middles the way QCC has right now, it's really easy for them to continue to pour on the points. You can go back there and do that. Just kind of, that wasn't really a super tough serve, but it was in a good location, and you're hitting with confidence, you're serving with confidence, you're playing defense with confidence. Right now, they're just oozing confidence, and you could see how BMCC is playing with a little more trepidation, a little more fear, a little more worry. They're not as aggressive as their coach wants them to be right now.
Jennifer Chacon will come up with the redirection. Chacon with her first kill. And that'll slow down the bleeding for the Panthers. Soraya Naki, an exchange student from France, starting middle on the service. Outside Beniquez, and tools the block over Chacon. And Paula Beniquez, what a story, Patrick. She's hoping to major in art and design at a 4-year school. Had Division I interest in several programs, but looking for the right fit as a miscommunication here on the set. Novaris Fernandez did not go up for the ball for Chacon.
And to touch on that with Beniquez, when you're an international student, well, technically, not really a full international student, she is Puerto Rican. But when you're coming from someplace that you don't get a lot of opportunities to be seen, when you're specific about your major, there's a narrow window there for you. And when you want to play your sport and you want to do your major, sometimes one has to suffer for the other. She's probably going to get an opportunity again. She's going to definitely look for her major. I did the same major. I was a graphic design art major, so I ended up going to City Tech, where I ended up coaching. So she's going to have to try to find a place like that for her. That'll give her the opportunity to play high-level volleyball and still get in all the academics that she wants.
Paula Beniquez comes up with a big grin after having maybe thought she shanked it. And Beniquez, the kill. Queensborough forcing the timeout at 21-8 here in the opening set. And more on Paula Beniquez, just an exceptional year. Hitting .349, but as Coach Jason Demas talked about the balance that she added, she had Division I opportunities to go to Syracuse, for example, potentially be a recruited walk-on or get some money as a libero, but explained that she chose to come here from Puerto Rico to New York because it's the art culture, or the art capital of America. And here at Queensboro, in the gallery that they have here, some of the paintings that Paula has painted are already hanging up there. So she has that art school dream that she's using volleyball to be the conduit for, and hope they all come together. On the floor, she can paint lines too with the way she could swing.
And that's a great statement right there, Ralph. She really does paint the lines. You see her. I was standing next to her. There's no way she's taller than 5'6". If she's taller than 5'6", then I want to walk up to that SID and tell them you need to stop lying. But legitimately, she's 5'6", but she can bounce. She gets off the ground really well, and on top of that, she has a whip of an arm. It's not a stagnant arm. And because she has that ability, she's a really solid volleyball player. But then you hear about what she wants to do with her life. And you get a chance to see her art. You get a chance to really witness the talent that she has. You hope that she can find a place that can marry the two things for her and really take her to the next level of her life.
As she had an opportunity to go to a scholarship program right out of high school, it fell through. Another one also fell through last year, but still has her dream set, as there's a kill from the right side hitter and Ashley Saladin, 23-8, Queensboro. As Beniquez looks to check off some more hardware on this long run that Queensboro hopes to have. Set in the middle, Carol Rodriguez, a 6-foot sophomore from Jamaica, New York. Another Hillcrest High School player that especially has evolved. Jason Demas feels she might be their most improved player in the program. Back row attack, Pichardo. Set point for the Tigers. Saladin, cut it across. The Tigers run away with the opener. 25-8. Their outside hitters finish it off after middle blocker Chidera Waganata started things off strong. We're coming back for the second set to Queensboro in a moment on CUNYathletics.com.
3 volunteers from the men's soccer team to come on over, but you have to be in shape. If you're not in shape, don't bother coming over. 3 members of the soccer team, come on over real quick. 3 members, real quick. Come on, we only have 2.5 minutes. All right, real quick, 3 members, come on over. All right, we got 1, we got 2. Come on, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. We got all 3. All right, stay right there on the green line, You and your teammates, come on, you 3, real quick. Whether you like it or not, you are now contestants in our limbo contest. Come on, let's give those student athletes a nice round of applause as they continue to celebrate their victory last Monday night at the Met Oval. Congratulations, guys. Let's hear it for them, and thank you for being in attendance tonight.
Back in Bayside, New York on CUNYathletics.com from the campus of Queensborough Community College. We're the top seed and 4-time defending CUNY Community College women's volleyball champs, taking the first set impressively 25-8. Ralph Bednarchik alongside Patrick Dietz. Patrick, for Queensborough, if there are any doubts, they certainly showed their balance maybe more than anything in the opening set.
Yeah, they started that set with an 8-point run. They finished that set with an 8-point run. When you can do that, not only are you playing on all cylinders, not only are you being very active offensively and defensively, but you're also actually kind of cruising. I mean, that's a Captain Obvious statement, but you literally aren't trying really hard. So let's see if BMCC can come out and actually put in a little bit more effort this second set and really challenge QCC.
And it has to start, I think, Patrick, with Jolaracy Pichardo, who comes up with the kill, sticking it through the double block.
They weren't able to get Jolaracy any really good attempts in that first set at all. And they come up with an ace right there. Chacon hitting a good spot, good corner. That ball had a lot of pace on it and a lot of trajectory. It just dropped straight down.
Good signs for BMCC. Pichardo comes up with her first kill, and Chacon the ace, and a 2-0 start. Chacon drives it deep at Beniquez. Perfect to the front. Inside, Carol Rodriguez.
Again, Ralph, if you're able to, that was a really tough serve. And Beniquez passed probably what Trent Dilfer would call a dime. Maddie Hasselback would call a dime. And you're able to run your middle. You can control the game from that point.
Beniquez to try to jump it up and has not gotten her serving going.
That was kind of a lazy approach, attack, jump serve right there. She didn't really go after it. She kind of jumped backwards, actually, and missed that ball.
Nice short service from Pichardo. Tipped across by Beniquez. And here from the right side, Kimberlyn Campos with the hitting error. And it is 3-2. The hitting numbers still in the negatives for BMCC, minus 154, 467 for Queensborough. Queensborough 3 aces, 5 service errors, and as Coach Jason Demas mentioned, as we just had to try to not beat ourselves tonight and run what we do. We have so much talent and balance. When we get into ruts is when we try to do too much individually. And there is a out-of-rhythm swing for Angie Nichols.
And that was more of a lack of focus swing right there. That's one of those, okay, I'm going to go through the motions. I'm going to try to get that ball over. Really, this is a pivotal set more for QCC than it is for BMCC. For one simple reason. If QCC comes out and just plays their style of volleyball and dominates all the way through, this will be done in 3. But if they allow BMCC to stay in this set, it'll go 4. It might even go 5.
Chacon got on the second contact. Fernandez across. Last year's championship went to 4 sets. Nichols down the line redeems herself. And last year's final, granted a dramatically different BMCC team, Patrick, but they took last year's first set, stunning Queensborough 25-21. QCC responded 25-9. Then the third set was epic, 28-26 Queens. Then they put it away 25-9. So can BMCC find some moments like that?
And really, that's exactly what they want. They want to be able to do that. They want to be able to find those moments. And you see right now, BMCC is playing with a little bit more urgency. They're finding a little bit better rhythm. They're getting more out-of-system plays for themselves against QCC.
Wong in the back row did not handle it for Queensborough. And the kill for BMCC.
Point goes to the Panthers.
And they have a 5-3 edge. Kimberlyn Campos coming up with the kill. Nichols, an overpass. Waganata couldn't finish. Fernandez off hands, and it'll fall in. Wong lost her balance. And a kill for Noveris. a 5'5" freshman from Santiago, Dominican Republic, by way of Roosevelt High School in the Bronx.
You can see the difference in amplitude. When I say amplitude, I mean vertical ability, athleticism between QCC and BMCC. It's obvious that QCC is physically the better team, but right now BMCC is playing with a little more toughness, a little more heart, and a little more desire. And it shows in the way that they're going after the ball.
They get a solo block from Fernandez, tip from Nichols. Great adjustment from Angie Nichols.
Smart adjustment by Angie Nichols. She didn't get off the net. She wasn't able to take a full approach, but that was a bad read by BMCC. The defender got locked in behind the block, so she didn't see that tip was coming and wasn't able to charge and dig that ball.
Nichols drives it, pass on target from Pichardo, who gets it back. No communication by the Tigers. 7-4 Panthers.
A little lackadaisical movement right there on defense. Allowed a ball from back row to drop deep in that middle area, which is where you don't want the person in because there are too many defenders. But unfortunately, QCC is just not playing their level of volleyball right now.
Fernandez committing the service error. It's a 2-point BMCC lead as they look to hang around tonight. The 2 seed trying to challenge the 4-time defending champions on their home floor. Leanne Wong, tough serving. Free ball coming the Tigers' way. Pushed outside Beniquez. That one fought off by Fernandez and eventually redirected out by Naki.
Naki has not been able to transition off the net whenever Beniquez has swung hard cross court because the ball's traveling back too quick. She's not able to transition, so she's been forced to play that ball.
Another service error by Wong.
I'm sorry, Ralph, but right now, BMCC actually has that 2-point advantage that you need in a rally score game. So if QCC isn't able to rally back and cut it down to even, BMCC will definitely win this set.
Time out on the floor, so the Tigers to try to figure things out with head coach Jason Demas there on the left. They have not dropped a conference match since 2012, reeling off 48 straight wins in the process. The last regular season CUNY loss by this Queensboro program was back in October of 2012 against Kingsborough in the regular season. Now, they did lose the 2014 CUNY final to 2-seed Hostos, but during the year, it has been that smooth of a ride in conference.
And they haven't dropped a set to a CUNY team. So this right now is probably a program maker, if you think, for BMCC. This is their opportunity to not just unseat the queens of the court, but to really start stamping their own name, their own emblem on the CUNY JUCO level.
Momentum with BMCC. Back deep is freshman libero Nisha Rosario, also from the Dominican Republic, attending Luperon High School in Washington Heights. Rodriguez. Pichardo giving up a free ball. Saladin to the front and pushed outside for Beniquez, and a rare time where Beniquez and Maria Valise-Thol, the center, are not on the same page.
And this is what I was talking about, Ralph. This is one of those situations where because they're only kind of going through the motions and not really focused on the set, they're getting a lot of miscommunication, a lot of set errors, and a lot of off plays that they didn't have in the first set where they had 2 sets of 8-point runs to win that set.
Third service error by BMCC. 9-7. Panthers still with the lead. Chacon out for Pichardo. Valise-Thol. Saladin tried to blast, but she caught more tape. And BMCC in a miscommunication on the second ball.
Yeah, normally you get out of the way of the setter. You have a setter who's that consistent. You should now know, okay, she's gonna be there. She's a leader, she's always gonna be there.
Problems in serve receive. They give up another free ball. Beniquez offline, still drops in a roll shot.
And now we're even. This is where As a team, QCC says, okay, now we're even. It's a race to 16. We're the better team. Let's assert our ability.
9 apiece. Ashley LaSalle. And a bit of an offhand swing will go down for Ashley, a 5'8" freshman from Puerto Rico. And one of the players playing in this match that were displaced from Hurricane Maria last fall. She has an aunt in New York, and she's finishing up college here rather than in her home country. And LaSalle is a starting middle. Pichardo. And she's able to tool the block against Rodriguez.
Right there you see, if you could see right there on Facebook Live how she gritted her teeth just before that swing and took off, and she knew she was going to get a double block and just aimed to bounce the ball off the hands.
You could see the teeth gritting. You've got great eyesight, Pat. We're going to get a net violation, or rather an overcall against Carol Rodriguez. So the point to BMCC, up by 3, 12-9.
Tough serving. Chacon did a great job. She actually served the person you don't want to serve, which is the outside Paula. She didn't want to serve him, and she did, and then the ball came over. And because the setter had to extend over the net, it ended up being an over contact.
Saladin to the corner. Great ball rescued in the back row by Fernandez. Nichols drops one in right in the middle of the donut of the BMCC defense.
And BMCC very flat on those free ball situations. No one's moving. I think it's something that you generally try to train into them, but not everyone's used to just getting that ball.
There's the first ace of the night from Paula Beniquez. 130 now for the nation's leader. She's had as many as 16 aces in a match against Westchester Community College as she sails that one. As Jason Demas describes the power that she can serve with, she's been a terror on that back line. But BMCC escapes with only one allowed.
She has a great whip of an arm. Her arm comes up quickly, and her elbow just kind of slings over her head. She's able to generate a lot of torque because of that. Now, only problem is now she's got to find the control along with that torque.
Quick set in the middle for Carol Rodriguez. They needed a middle blocker desperately ahead of last year. She came to the program last minute, filled a big void, and this year it's helped her grow. Carol Rodriguez has a lot of Division III interest, and Concordia Division II program locally in the Bronx is also watching her.
She's what you would call a project at the next level, unless it's Division III. Division III, many schools, she would probably start immediately. But for Division II, nah, she would be a project. She'd be the kind of girl that you'd have sit 1 year, have her come in now before her sophomore year, and then train her into her junior year.
Going to the Tigers.
Queensboro able to outlast BMCC on the rally and tie things up at 13. Plaza coming up with another service error for Queensboro.
Panthers regain the lead. It is 14-13.
So BMCC continues to find ways to hang around in this opening set after losing, or this second set after losing the opener 25-8. Here's Ashley LaSalle.
Great spot by LaSalle. Put it over the shoulder to Libero. Don't give him a chance to hit a good ball.
She used her foot on the first contact, and BMCC gets the ball across. Can't use her foot there, though. Waganata nailed her in the shoulder, tied at 14.
Again, once again, this is something BMCC obviously doesn't do well. They do not play that off ball that's just dropping in the middle of the donut. No one runs to it. But they were able to get a play off of it, but they weren't able to capitalize a good score.
Only able to tip is Campos the right side. Back row attack, Beniquez. And the middle, not much on it from Naki. Nichols, caught tape. Nichols again over the top. Fernandez. Queensboro surges in front in the second.
And this is the first lead, and what they did was very, very smart on their part. They allowed BMCC another opportunity and then let them make the mistake.
Chacon tried the back to the net dump. Saladin, hitting error, tied at 15. Well, Ashley Saladin, last year's New York City Player of the Year. She's a dynamo, an undersized 5'6" lefty that Jason Demas says probably the hardest hitting player he's had in his 9 years. This time it's Beniquez as Rosario gets the ball up. Fernandez, and consecutive hitting errors for her.
And what she's trying to do, Fernandez, is she's trying to just place the ball, but she's trying to be so perfect with it, she's actually overshooting. She's not able to put enough topspin on that ball. If she just goes corner to corner, deepest part, she'd really have an easy time at that ball.
Overpass, Waganata couldn't finish. Queensboro by 1. Pichardo able to bend down and get that ball. Valise Toll chooses Beniquez. Middle, swing from Naki. Beniquez from the angle. Chacon, and the set was off. Waganata again, and Rosario, who's had a strong opener, but another miscommunication on the second ball by the Panthers.
And it's those types of broken plays that the coach from BMCC was worried, because her team gets a little heady sometimes, and when they lose plays like that, she's afraid that they'll go on bad runs.
Nichols follows it up with a Queensboro ace.
Right on cue, a bad play, a bad miscommunication. Then next thing you know, you miss a serve receive, something that they hadn't missed this whole set. They were on point, and now they're struggling because mentally they've checked out of the game.
Timeout BMCC under head coach Odalie Aponte. What a job she has done resurrecting the Panthers program. She's in the middle of that huddle right now trying to settle her starters. Odalie in her 6th season, grew up in Puerto Rico before moving to the United States in 2004, was teaching physical ed in her home country, went for a job fair when her mom got diagnosed with breast cancer. She looked for a job in the U.S. and was able to get a good situation, moved here, and has been coaching at InTech Academy in the Bronx for the last 12 years after coaching at IS 172 Middle School before the BMCC job opened up. So it's gone hand in hand. She's been able to recruit a lot of players she's coached or coached against up in the Bronx that have stayed local. And her team has consistently been in the CUNY tournament, including reaching last year's CUNY final for the first time.
In a long time, actually, yeah. And what she's done really is exactly what Jason Demas has done. Jason Demas is in Queens. He's tapped into Cardozo High School, Bayside High School, Hillcrest High School, Towson Harris, Francis Lewis. These are the schools that are literally right around his campus. So she's doing the same. She's a teacher in the Bronx. BMCC is a 43, 45, maybe an hour travel from where she teaches in the Bronx. Hey, why don't you girls come and play for me? If none of you get good offers and you don't get an opportunity to do what you want to do me a favor, come play for me. And that's exactly what she's done. She's built a program off of who she knows and how well she knows them.
Soraya Naki with the kill for BMCC to make it 18-16. And it's the significance of Jennifer Chacon, who's getting several Division II offers, maybe a Division I beach volleyball opportunity in California, to use as a poster child that you can make something of this, as Noveris Fernandez comes up with an ace, and it's a 1-point second set.
And what happens is, especially here in the CUNY system, you tend to get a lot of international kids that are, exchange students or one and dones that come in, and then you look out and you get a good player or you get a good athlete who didn't know that they could play volleyball. So when you're at a junior college like BMCC or QCC or Kingsborough Community College, even LaGuardia Community College, that doesn't have a great athletics program but has a couple of good teams, you'll get those surprise kids, and then those kids will get looks, and they'll go to their kids and say, hey, I went here, and I got a good coach, I got a good education, let's move up to the next level.
We're tied now as Tim Countryman, our down official, blew the whistle before a potential rotation error by Queensborough. So for the moment, it's 18-17 until we get a clarification. Tim Countryman, our down official, now going to communicate things to Jason Demas about who is exactly moving. I thought it was first early movement, but it appears it's just rotation pass.
It is a rotational error because the libero was on the wrong side of the right side hitter, who should be in between the two. So the libero is back row, but should be in the back left corner, and she was actually standing more middle and on the wrong side.
So we are now officially tied at 18 in the second set. Queensborough took the first 25-8. Felice Toll able to get to the second ball. Pichardo, who's had a good second set. This one off the ceiling, and it will be a kill for Joloracey Pichardo.
And there you go right there. BMCC has settled down. They're not as heady as what they've been. This is the growth and maturity that Coach Almonte wanted, and let's see if they can rally from here.
Fourth kill for Pichardo, all in the second set. Beniquez able to rise and kill. So for Paula Beniquez, that's now 7 kills. She's hitting .333.
She's hitting .333, but that was probably her smartest kill of them all. She went high off the hands, allowing the ball to go off the court and away from the other team.
Pichardo puts BMCC back in front, 20-19. So she has come on. Amazing story. Joloracey Pichardo was supposed to be a senior in high school at Luperon High in Washington Heights this year. But she was able to graduate early, and Coach Odalia Ponte had played against her last year. She wants to stay one more year at BMCC, and she'll be able to get her immigration status in order for a 4-year school. As there is a kill for Queensborough to tie things up at 20 with the kill from Beniquez. Saladin swinging with the right for the natural lefty, and it's out.
And again, there you see the ability to spread the ball out, but that ball wasn't in a good spot for her. It fell away from the court. Smart job trying to get it in. Probably overswang a little bit right there.
Chacon angry with herself that she sailed the service. So it's 21-all, but Queensborough having their hands full. This is the furthest they've been pushed in any set this season by a CUNY opponent. They have never lost a set, though, this season to a team out of their own conference. Saladin. Pichardo tipping, right back in her lap. Wong to the front. Nichols. Angie Nichols puts the Tigers ahead again.
And a little bit of grit right there shown by QCC. A lot of great play on both sides right there, but a little bit of grit where they knew that they have to play a little more steady and a little more balanced to get that kill.
This time it's Campos. Wong playing it over. Free ball coming the Tigers' way, leading by 1. Rodriguez couldn't finish. Pichardo to the back. Saladin. And Chacon tries the swing. Nichols tipping. Nichols putting the Tigers up by 2, 23-21.
That golden score of being up by 2 and rally score, very smart right there. Again, it was one of those situations where the defense for BMCC was standing and could not see the hands. So this is a smart timeout here by Amante. She's really doing a good job of managing her team's headiness and fears. The last time she had this timeout, she was able to actually put them ahead. I apologize. I mean Coach Aponte. And what she's also doing right now is she's giving them confidence. She's reminding them, hey, guess what? We rallied back. We can rally back again. We're only down 2. Let's get it to even, and then climb back up that mountain and take this set.
The season started off for BMCC already a bit behind. In addition to Jennifer Chacon being the lone player back, Adalia Ponte had to wait for their new gym that's under construction to be in order. So they got the gym back only on August 27th. And they started preseason very late, Patrick, the 28th. So they were a week to 10 days behind everybody else. Normally she starts preseason workouts in June with a brand new bunch, but she felt that both matches against Queensboro were good battles and with Rockland Community College, and she was encouraged by their progress due to the late start as Beniquez sails the back line, and it's back to 1.
You know this set is important because Beniquez stopped jump serving and she went to a jump float.
Nichols tipping. Angie Nichols with a hot hand in the set. 24-22. Set point for Queensboro.
That time they played Nichols' tip shot, but they weren't able to get the ball over the net on the third contact only because that ball was so low. No one was able to get their platform underneath the ball and lift it high enough to work with it.
Natalia Plaza in as a serving specialist. And the error cuts it to 1.
This is the most important serve right now for BMCC. They need to put it in, and they need to put it in a tough spot to take. Oh, and a timeout by Coach Demas. What he's doing what an NFL coach would do. He's icing the server to get that server to think twice.
Natalia Plaza was the server. BMCC will have freshman Ashley LaSalle serving. When you were coaching, did you ice the server? Does it really work?
Yeah. And I was evil. I was very evil. What I used to do is I used to take the ball, bounce it 3 times, ask the referee if I had a timeout, roll the ball slowly across the net. By the time it got to the line and they picked it up, I go, I still have that timeout, right? Call the timeout. I've already iced them by holding on to the ball. Now I'm icing them again on purpose when they get into rhythm with the ball.
Let's see if it works for Jason Demas in Queensboro. Ashley LaSalle, the 5'8 freshman from Puerto Rico, coming off of a career-high 11 kills. She gets the ball in. Set point for the Tigers. Nichols. Chance to tie. Pichardo, back row attack. The Tigers, Saladin with a swing. And Pichardo can only lob it over. Still set point. Nichols. She was the player of the set. Angie Nichols ices it for the Tigers. 25-23, Queensboro takes the second.
And again, it was one of those situations where the assertiveness of QCC came out at the end. They proved that they were a champion by playing better, consistent volleyball than BMCC. But now you see how hungry BMCC is. They were able to stay in that point, lose the set, and then rally back to almost win the set.
Angie Nichols, 8 kills, hitting .389. Paula Beniquez, 8 kills, hitting .368. The big guns for Queensboro performing. They look to make it 5 consecutive CUNY Community College Women's Volleyball Championships when we come back to Queensboro on CUNYathletics.com.
Super bumpin' it for you to back it up and watch me, nene. Now watch me whip. Watch me, nene. Now watch me whip. Watch me, nene.
A very exciting 25-23 second set goes to Queensboro. They have a 2-0 advantage. Ralph Bjorchik alongside Patrick Dietz with you from Bayside, New York's Queensboro Community College campus. Patrick, what an entertaining first set for BMCC, a heartbreaker. Queensboro, what was the difference that allowed them to pull through after trailing for much of it?
So let's put it this way. It's a two-pronged thing. Prong one, they're the better team. Flat out, physically, better ball control, all of that. But they've also prepared better. You earmark how BMCC didn't even have their gym till 5 days before their first match, right after the gym got fixed up. So what are they supposed to do? They're twiddling their thumbs waiting to start. So you see the refinement, and I used that word earlier, you see the refinement. This team, this QCC team, this Tigers team has had an opportunity to play better volleyball, more rounded volleyball all year compared. Elevated volleyball, better than BMCC has.
How does BMCC respond emotionally under head coach Odalio Ponte? Our sophomore setter and captain Jennifer Chacon to start off set number 3. BMCC, 7 losses this year. They've been swept 4 times. Twice, of course, by the Tigers. Then a sweep at the Fashion Institute of Technology, who's been a good program. And then against Orange Community College, upstate team. Chacon on the tough service. A free ball coming the Panthers' way. Chacon for LaSalle. No touch, and it's 1-0 Queensboro.
Queensboro was behind in that point the whole way, and just an off hit by a fairly young, inexperienced hitter is what won them that point.
Paula Beniquez committing the service error. And that's been the main wart tonight for Queensboro. They're known as a tough serving team, Patrick, but right now the ratio is well off. 4 aces to 11 errors for the Tigers.
Which isn't what they're used to. They're actually used to being almost 50%. They're actually, if they have 4 aces, they have 4 errors. If they have 10 aces, they have maybe 9 or 8 errors. So that's not something they're used to. It is a bit of a growing pain for Demas because he challenges them to be tougher on the serve, but you know what? In a match like this, you're hoping that they'll clean it up.
Ashley Saladin comes up with her 5th kill. And the Tigers, the 2-1 lead. Here's Natalia Plaza out of St. Agnes High School. She is already committed to play at John Jay in the CUNY next year. As this one will be a kill for Pichardo as the ball did hit the court. And it's 2 apiece. 8 apiece for Nichols and Beniquez to pace Queensboro. And Yolaraci Pichardo has 6 kills, 5 of them coming in the second set. And the team numbers through 2 sets. BMCC almost at 0-0, minus 016. Queensboro hitting 320. Saladin. And she had a double block waiting for her anyway, 3-2 Panthers.
Saladin had a little bit of a seam to her right side. She dropped her elbow a little bit, so even though she was way above the net, she pulled the ball down into the top and then wasn't able to get that kill. She did have that seam open though.
LaSalle, nice set, or service. And we're gonna get the over called against Soraya Naki. Naki only in the U.S. 4 months ago from Halloween, France, on the border of France and Belgium, not far from Dunkirk, that the general public may be more familiar with. Tied at 3. Careful not to go over there is Chidera Waganata.
Waganata didn't even have to do anything. She just waited for that ball to penetrate the net, and stick her big paws on it and have it drop.
4-3 Queensboro.
I'm impressed
Saladin.
with how you said that French word, by the way.
Halloween.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Sounds like Halloween, but it's not.
It's almost Halloween. Nichols. This ball will be dug out as Queensboro started to celebrate. Waganata. As Rosario, her second fine play in the sequence, and Pichardo will get credit for the kill. Queensboro letting the ball fall to the floor.
A little cheeky volleyball right there by Pichardo. She wasn't able to transition. She knew she couldn't set anyone because everyone was behind her. Just pop it over the net, hits the top of the net, drops into that little donut that we like, and for a kill.
You might like donuts. I'm off of them.
I love donuts.
Allison Knox, tough service. And Waganata, another kill. Well, this has been a coming-of-age performance for Chidera. 5-4 Queensboro. She's got 8 kills, hitting .467. Her season and career high is 10 in a recent match at Nassau Community out in Long Island. Beniquez. Knox will get the second ball. Waganata. 9 kills for the freshman.
She's just swinging with her shoulder right now. She's seeing over the block. She's noticing that there's no one sitting on the angle, and she's put literally every ball to her right-hand side.
6-4 Queensboro. And now the block, Pichardo. There were 2 waiting for her. As the Tigers push ahead now by 3. Angie Nichols. Jason Demas says, great blocker, powerful hitter. Has a lot of Division III interest, some low Division IIs. As she'll get credit for an ace there. Chacon couldn't handle it. Nichols goes 5'9". Was an all-conference performer out of Suffolk County, playing small school volleyball out of Center Moriches High. Free ball for Queensboro. Ends up being an overpass. And BMCC will gladly take it.
Behind in the point, just kind of luckily put the ball over the net. Again, it's one of those situations where you kind of fall asleep on slow plays and you don't think the ball's going to go where it does, and you lose out. Great serve.
Everybody caught napping for Queensboro, but Joe Laracy Pichardo got the whistle, and the 17-year-old drops it in, 8-6.
And she didn't just drop it in. That was basically a teardrop.
This time she goes long with the service, and it's back to 3.
I'm really impressed with the way Joe Laracy uses both contact, trajectory, and speed with each and every one of her serves.
She leads BMCC with over 222 kills coming into the day, but Wang comes up with an ace. And the lead for 10-6, 5th ace for Queensboro. This time Rosario has it. And out of rhythm is Soraya Naki hitting into tape. Wang to continue. Cardozo winning the PSAL Class A championship last year, where she was a starting outside hitter after 2 years of libero. Well, she puts that into the net. So we're at 11-7 Queensboro. In the third set, the Tigers looking for the sweep and their 5th consecutive CUNY championship. Rosario, nice service. Beniquez. Free ball again. Rodriguez. Another one coming. 2 players going up to swing, but it was Beniquez that got it. LaSalle dropped it in front of Saladin. And BMCC outlasting the Tigers.
Not just outlasting, but actually out-strategizing. Really putting the ball short and inside areas where they're playing so deep that they're diving at the ball and not able to actually get their platforms deep enough under the ball to get a good pass. Just like that serve.
Great serve from Rosario. Chacon for LaSalle. Valise Toll for Beniquez. Great vertical from Paula Beniquez.
Panthers 8, set 3.
And the lead to 4. Beniquez again in rhythm as Chacon was able to slow the ball down for Knox. Now Saladin. They run a combination and they pick out number 6.
And they want to run that combination when she's front row and really hide her, really, even though she's probably the best option in that situation.
Valise Stoll from Francis Lewis High, New York City Power, where she was the 3-year starting setter. Beniquez can only go left hand there. Chacon tried to tip, and that'll go back off of Chacon. And a kill for Carol Rodriguez. Timeout BMCC as the Panthers trailing 14-8 in this third set. BMCC still at this juncture, Patrick, leads all CUNY programs in championships. They have 11, and they're 10-time CUNY finalists. Queensboro, with all the work Jason Demas has done, they have won 6 as a program, but all 6 have come since the start of the 2010 season. BMCC has been the UCLA of the community colleges. The 11 titles, but the last one coming in 06. They won the first one back in 87. 8 of those remarkable championships were won by a coach by the name of Olga Lorenzo. And they're 10-time finalists. And they went all the way to the 2000 NJCAA championship match. So that's where it started before the rest of the community colleges appeared to catch up upon Olga Lorenzo leaving the program.
And it wasn't really because she left the program, it's because new coaches were coming into other programs with her mindset. The mindset of, I'm gonna build, I'm gonna develop. We're not gonna get the big Californians to come here. We're not gonna get the girls from Jersey and Florida to come up here. We're just gonna play really good volleyball. I'm gonna train. You know what? Every time I get a diamond in the rough, I'm gonna make them love it here. And they're gonna come back and we're gonna win more.
BMCC has had 4 players earn All-American honors. So they are still the gold standard, at least for a few more years if Queensboro's dynasty extends further. Tough pass to handle for Beniquez. As she got it across left-handed, it'll work out as a double contact against BMCC.
Yeah, that's right, number 13 for BMCC. Didn't have her hands ready, and that ball kind of shot at her chest, and she was able to just kind of get her hands on it, but it was a second contact, and you're not really allowed to do that with a second contact. Kind of what we call chunking, where one hand touches it and the other hand kind of catches it and throws it up.
The hitting error by Queensboro. So Jennifer Chacon will serve. Chacon's sister Stephanie also played for the team last year. She's headed to play at Hunter College next season after graduating this December to finish up her career. As that'll be a point for the Panthers with the hitting error into the net by Beniquez. Chacon now follows it up with an ace. Chacon, not just she's awaiting citizenship, but she's able to work. She has a job, practices, plays, and pays for school is something that Coach Odalia Ponte says is just amazing, and what makes her be the poster woman of what is right with her program and volleyball and sports at this level, as Chacon leading the comeback with consecutive aces. Timeout Queensboro, and it's 15-12.
And what you see right there, you saw the emotion right there. They threw up their hands. They know this match isn't over. It takes 3 sets to win a match, and right now, because of the way they played in that last set, they have the confidence. Really what it comes down to is, do they have the mental fortitude to start fighting through the bad points, start fighting through the bad runs that they'll have against QCC, so that they can really get back into their rhythm and play their style of volleyball and maybe possibly win this championship and take a set from a team that hasn't dropped a set to a CUNY team yet.
And Chacon being the leader. Coach Odalia Ponte worked for Legacy Volleyball in New York City and coached both Chacon sisters and coached them through the travel team, so she's quite the extension of Coach Aponte on the floor.
Exactly, and she knows that. And I said this at the beginning, she does have a lot of weight on her shoulders because she has to steady them, yet keep them fired up. She has to guide them, yet let them be who they need to be so that they can fight and battle and win points.
Chacon comes up with her third straight ace. Paula Beniquez caught in between on the back pedal.
And that was that ball that goes in deep into that corner where she can't gauge it well, so she's gonna try to get her hands on and just misses it.
The lead cut to 2. Wong, though perfect to the pass. Rodriguez swinging. And this one came careening off the ceiling for a Rodriguez point.
Point goes to the Tigers. Beniquez will serve at a 16-13.
And now can BMCC get Paula Beniquez off the service line? Not yet. Ace Beniquez, 17-13.
Again, Beniquez, understanding the situation, is going away from her power jump serve and using the jump floaty and moving that ball around.
That's a big break for BMCC, so only 2 services from Beniquez, and they split the points.
And they have the front row they want right now, a really long athletic front row for BMCC, so that they can block on the outside.
Nichols will tool the block off of Allison Knox, a 5'8 freshman right side out of Bard High School in Queens. So it's 18-14. Knox in there as a little bit bigger right side for Kimberlyn Campos. Natalia Plaza, captain, former team manager by Jason Demas, who brought her on as a project and now playing a big role for the Tigers, as that's a hitting error. Plaza out of St. Agnes. The coach at the time was an alum of Queensboro. They took on Plaza just to learn, practice with the team in 2016, played a little bit last year, and her nice float jump serve that goes out there is an error, but someone they look to in close and late situations.
And this is what you do at junior colleges. You'll get a young lady like that, and you know that they'll never start at a bigger school, but this is where you teach them to be starters, to be that kind of player that can go on to the next level.
And she's going to John Jay to help them. Saladin, that one too hot to handle for Ashley LaSalle. And the lead to 5, 20-15, as the Tigers inch closer. BMCC will make a sub in the back row and bring back Noveris Fernandez ahead of this Saladin serve. Chacon for Knox. Waganata. This is Pichardo tipping. Nichols. Nichols able to snap the wrist. Largest lead of the set is now 21-15 Queensboro.
We haven't said Nichols' name a lot tonight because of the way Beniquez has been playing. However, you can see how her leadership as a sophomore really comes out in pressure situations. In the last set, a lot of tip shots. She knew she was getting a lot of double blocks, so instead of going power, she started using finesse. This one, she knows that they're in a rhythm, they're in a groove, and because their middles are a little more effective in this set. She's getting a lot more open looks, so she's taking a lot better, harder swings. That's why that young lady has an opportunity to go to the next level at Division II. She also has a great opportunity to possibly be a coming in the door, a starter at any Division III.
Angie Nichols, 10 kills. Paola Beniquez, 11 for Queensboro as their timeout is short. And the 22-1 Tigers in their 6th straight CUNY Finals appearance with 6 players that were part of the program during last year's 4-set victory. They're also 2-time defending Region 15 champions. They've gone to back-to-back Elite Eights. It's 8 teams for the Division III title in Rochester, Minnesota that they've gone to. They've finished 8th place each time, but Coach Demas has felt they've gotten better from the first year to last season as Waganata gets the kill. Knox, and Knox will drop it in 22-16. By virtue of BMCC's win in the semifinals over Kingsborough, by the way, they have assured themselves a spot in the upcoming Region 15 tournament, which is comprised of several conferences together. So we are going to have this rematch between these two teams right here at Queensboro on Thursday night, October 25th anyway. But this one, though, is for the crown. That one is to extend your season. Nichols will come up with the last contact, and it's 23-16.
And to touch on that, when you look at the landscape of junior colleges, each region has at least 3 or 4 really solid teams in them. A couple of Division Is, maybe a few Division IIs, but a lot of Division III programs at the junior college level that just have really good talent. And BMCC has been one of those teams on the cusp of getting better, and now they're here. So them being able to play in the Region 15 pretty much says that they're here now.
Beniquez, she's always been there. On her way to another All-American honor, 24-16. It is championship point for the Tigers. Sophomore Angie Nichols. Pichardo. Here's a chance for Queensboro. It will be Beniquez. And it will be a 5th consecutive title for the Queensboro Tigers.
Ladies and gentlemen,
They sweep away BMCC on their home floor. 25-16 in the 3rd.
Community College Women's Volleyball Champions, the Queensboro Community College Tigers! Ladies and gentlemen, please give both teams a great big round of applause. It was a great
So I'm going to say this, Ralph, and I mentioned this to you before this match even started, and I kind of said it a little bit before. This Queensboro team is as good, if not equal to, many of the senior level teams in the CUNY. I think this Queensboro team could give Hunter a run. I know this Queensboro team could give Brooklyn, York, maybe even John Jay and Baruch a run. But this team has proven, Jason Demas has proven that they are ready for the next level. I can't wait to see how this rematch happens again in the Region 15, if it'll be a sweep. But maybe they'll make it past the Elite Eight this year. They have the youth, they have the depth, and they definitely have the talent.
That remains to be seen, but the Tigers make it 5 in a row and 6 out of the last 7. So on the 25th of October, they'll take on BMCC again in that Region 15 quarterfinal. They'll need to win those 3 matches, the quarter, semi, and championship, before they go back to Rochester, Minnesota to try to win 3 matches to capture the Division III National Championship at the junior college level. The awards presentation is about to come up. Queensboro was led by Paola Beniquez's 13 kills, hit 367. She'll be the tournament MVP, I would imagine, again. Angie Nichols with 11 kills hit .455. And Chidera Waganata tied her career high with 10 kills hitting .474. The Tigers' big guns you expected, but then that was a source that I think Jason Demas hoped someone would emerge, and Waganata did.
Both middles, I think, played exceptional roles. Waganata was definitely the offensive threat. And number 22, her name escapes me right now, I apologize. She was the defensive threat.
Rodriguez.
She was the wall.
Rodriguez
was definitely the defensive wall. So when you're able to balance your team that way, one person be the offensive threat, one person be the defensive threat, it really allows everyone else around the team to know their role and do what they have to do. I agree with everything Coach Demas said before the match. If we can stay balanced and stay within ourselves, this should be, I don't want to call it a cakewalk. That was what I said in my head. But it'll be easier than we think. But we got to play our best ball. We've got to play our level of volleyball.
BMCC was led by Yolaresi Pichardo, 7 kills. She hit .133. 3 kills from Soraya Naki.
We would like to invite the team captains and the coaches.
BMCC held to a minus 0-12. Queensboro hit .352. 7 aces for BMCC, 6 aces for Queensboro. So the Tigers make it 5 straight championships. They go into the Region 15 tournament having won 11 straight matches, 20 total sweeps in the year. BMCC falls to 11-8 and sees its 3-game losing streak, or 3-game winning streak, come to an end. The rematch will be interesting here in Bayside on October the 25th, this time in the Region 15 quarterfinals.
For the team captains.
That'll do it for our entire crew today. This game was shot and directed and produced by Phil Roncaroni. For my partner Patrick Dietz, it's been a pleasure. My name is Ralph Pinorchik, saying so long and goodbye. You've been watching the CUNY Community College Women's Volleyball Championship match of 2018 on CUNYathletics.com.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce the players. Number 2, Paula Aquino Sanchez. Number 3, Maxine Piles. Number 4, Francesca Ortega. Number 11, Irina Kovalchuk. Number 12, Lauren Malcolm. Number 13, Allison Knox. Number 14, Alexis Hoffman. Number 17, Aisha Ulerio. Number 18, Soraya Naki. Number 16, Kimberly Campos. Number 15, Jolie Pichardo. Number 10, Loveris Fernandez. Number 9, Jennifer Chaco. Number 1, Lisha Rosario. Number 7, Ashley LaSalle. The coaches, the assistant coaches, Eric Almonte and Angel Guerrero. The head coach, Odali Aponte. Ladies and gentlemen, a great big round of applause for the Borough of Manhattan Community College Panthers. Ladies and gentlemen, the Borough of Manhattan Community College Panthers. And now, ladies and gentlemen, what can I say? 2010, 2011, 2013, 2015, 16, 17, and 18. Ladies and gentlemen, the CUNY Athletic Conference Women's Volleyball Champions, the Queensborough Community College Tigers. And the coaches and team captains, come pick up your trophy. And on hand, ladies and gentlemen, to help with the awards presentation, the man who operated the facilities from the athletic department, your leader, Mr. John Hochberg. Let's hear it for him. And now let me introduce the players. Number 1, Michelle Sosa. Number 8, Rachel Medina. Number 9, Noelia Cedeno. Number 11, Georgia Alexio. Number 12, Natalia Plaza. Number 14, Shidera Waganara. Number 22, Carol Rodriguez. Number 4, Leanne Wong. Number 6, Ashley Saturday. Number 7, Angie Nichols. Number 3, Maria Valise Thome. Number 5, Paula Enriquez. The coaches, the assistant coaches, Michael McCullough and Leah Briffa. The head coach, Jason Demas. Ladies and gentlemen, please keep the applause going for the Queensborough Community College Tigers. And one more time, a nice round of applause for the BMCC Panthers. Ladies and gentlemen, while the Tigers are posing for a picture, I would like to take this opportunity to recognize the members of the all-tournament team. Would you please, when they announce their names, give them a great big round of applause. From the Kingsborough Community College Wave, Estrella Bello, congratulations. From the Bronx Community College Broncos, Hedda Rodriguez. From the Borough of Manhattan Community College Panthers, Yoli Pichardo, congratulations, and Jennifer Chacon. Ladies and gentlemen, representing the Queensborough Community College Tigers, member of the all-tournament team, Maria Beliz-Thol. Congratulations, Maria. And Paula Benitez. Congratulations, Paula. And in just a moment, I have the pleasure of introducing the most valuable player. Ladies and gentlemen, the most valuable player, number 7, Angie Nichols. Congratulations, Angie. Ladies and gentlemen, please check the Queensborough Community College Athletic website. There is a very good possibility that the Tigers will be hosting a Region 15 tournament match. Check the schedule for listings and seating. And if the team is hosting, please come out and cheer on your Queensborough Community College Tigers. Again, on behalf of all of our sponsors, the athletic department here at Queensborough Community College, the staff here from the CUNY Athletic Conference, the members of public safety, we thank you all for coming. Thank you for being great fans. CUNY fans, the best fans in New York City and the entire East Coast. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a pleasant evening. Get home safely.